Today, I'm going to talk about my winter garden and explain a few of the things that are going on. Let's go. Let me show you a little Hank's pen while we're here, just for a little add-on. Okay, so that's for shade. So he has like a little porch shade. And usually when I call him, he comes out. Hanky, come on. Look, he's coming out when I call him. It just takes him a minute. What are you doing? You had to wake up in there? Your little hut? He's like, where's the food? Not that. That's your old food that you didn't eat because you're picky now. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. Does that feel good? Oh, you're such a good boy. I gotta thin it out, you know. You gotta thin it out a little. Let's see if he eats it. Let's see if he likes it. I'm gonna hold it like he's a baby. Well, I guess if I hold it, it makes a difference. He's gonna get my fingers. I'm gonna go get him some more. You're finally eating your lettuce? Are you full? I'm overjoyed. I'm like, yikes. He bites hard. He does make me bleed sometimes. Okay, so what I want to do with this is I want to extend a garden. I want this to come all the way over, and I'm going to make this area a garden. I'm going to move the hay. And then what I'll do is I'll enclose it. So Hank's pen, he could just like live in the garden. I think he'll be happy with that, but not as happy as he is in the house. He is so spoiled. Like, he looks like a happy turtle in the house. And some people are like, oh, he's walking on the tile. And I'm like, he has no trouble walking on the tile. He just looks so happy in the house. But I think he's better outside for his sake. He just has to get used to it. Here are my 2 broccoli containers. I planted broccoli the first time, like, maybe 3 weeks ago or whatever. And the seeds this is the first time I've planted broccoli. Let me just say that. And the seeds are tiny, tiny, tiny little seeds. So I'm thinking they're so small, you don't even need to bury them because they're so small. Like, how do you bury something so small? So I just have nice soil. So I just like sprinkled them in a line. And they did come up. I was like, yay, look, every time my garden grows, even the tiniest bit, any plant, I just am so happy about it. But anyway, so they grew about that big. And here's what I learned. The roots weren't buried. So they just like, the little roots like didn't have enough root to keep the little plant, stable and healthy. So what happened is the little plant started falling over, and I was like, oh, darn it. And I figured it out. I'm like, it needs the roots under there to give it some strength. So I tried to they're very delicate when they're that big. They're like practically tissue paper. So I'd try to dig a little hole and plant them deeper, and I just futzed with them and I killed them all. I watered them, just forget it. None of them made it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try again. This time I'm going to plant them. So I have this little rake, and it's the best little rake. It's for a little kid, but it's like so perfect. Right here, I'm over here raking. So I raked it all nice, and then I made 3 trenches. And so I planted the seeds. And I'm like, they need some depth to them. And look, they're coming up already. I can't believe how quick they're coming up. So I'm going to water them tonight. I don't water them every day, but I'm like, yes, success. Okay, so down here I planted these seeds, and look how good this is all doing. My squash, which everybody knows I love zucchini and yellow squash. Yum, yum. That and meat go so good together. Okay, so look how good they're doing. Beautiful, beautiful. I planted some lettuce over here for Hank, my sweetie, who's right over there now. And when I thin it, I give him some. And then I have this little container of squash, which is interesting. The deeper the soil, look, these are bigger with the deeper soil than that, because that soil's not that deep. You'll learn a lot if you pay attention about stuff. And then here are my lemons. They're turning yellow. And some people are like, oh, it's almost time to pick them, but you can't. I learned this already. You don't pick the lemons until after the first frost, because that makes them sweet. But I did notice, like, when they're this big, if I water them a little bit, they just keep getting bigger and bigger. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe and ding the bell. Happy homesteading. Bye-bye.